Hello there, and it's just another quick video about some video recording equipment, or cameras basically. Some of you may or may not have seen one of my trips through Europe on my motorbike. I think there's 6 parts to it, and I did take a lot of equipment on that trip. I took my Lumix camera, I took a 3 GoPros, I believe, one 360 one, some other USB recording equipment, extra microphones, front and rear bike cameras, and basically as much stuff as I actually thought I'd needed on the trip. Now, it kind of turns out that my GoPros, such as this one, which I'm just going to take out there with the adapter for the mic, etc., and the hot shoe mount, or the cold shoe mount, I didn't use. Never used that one at all. My GoPro 360, again, didn't use. I think I used it once. I took a drone. I took my Mavic because it's the easiest one to carry, and to be honest, there's not really any difference from most people's perspective between that and the DJI Mini 3 or 4 with its 4K camera, etc. Because 2.6, I think that runs out about 2.5K, is more than good enough for anything, considering most people don't watch anything really at 4K unless it's, funnily enough, the odd program on YouTube or the odd video on TV, some of your TV channels and stuff. But at the end of the day, 4K isn't widely sort of broadcast even now, even though it's been out for a decade or almost a decade now. And mainly because people are viewing it on phones and tablets and smaller screens, 4K really only comes into its own when you put something on a massive screen, anything above sort of 55-inch TVs and so on, and then you've got to be at a set viewing angle, etc., really to appreciate the difference. But for most things, 1080p suffice. It's more than good enough, and it probably will be for a little bit longer time as well. But that's another subject for another video. But I took all of this. I took my gimbals, my DJI gimbals. I also took other gimbals as well, such as the Osmo and things like that. And you know what? I never actually needed much, because before I left, I bought this. And the reason for buying this is that it was going to be a front camera on the bike only, really, just to record some video footage, etc. And the other thing is, it novelly came with a microphone. Okay, so it came with a mic, which was a wireless microphone rather than the wired ones, already built into the system. Now, it's quite a nicely packaged box. I mean, really, but the box isn't what most people are interested in. And you know, it's got some nice touches, and it's got a hint of quality about it, which you don't really expect. And it comes with another box inside of a box, which has not just the bits for the camera, but you know, your mounts and all that kind of thing, and your straps and your waterproof housings, which that's a spare seal off of it, which is nice because you don't normally get a spare seal in something like this. Now, I've had this for a good few months now, and I've used it quite a lot. And the reason why I'm doing this quick video really is because out of all of the cameras, this is the camera I used the most. The hotel I stayed in last night, well, not exactly that one, but this is the area, this is the actual hotel. I'm guessing it's being refurbished, I hope, but looks a bit kind of well, what can we say, work in progress. So we're going to take a quick look at the camera itself. I mean, the camera is nothing special. It's this. It's this. It's a little wireless microphone, which I've used on a lot of my videos actually as well. And you turn it on. It's very similar to this little wireless microphone that's recording here. You basically switch it on. It connects straight away to the camera, and then you just clip it any way you like, and then just use it as normal. And to be honest, this is not going to be a full in-depth technical review. This is a real world review. This microphone is very good. It cut out nearly all of the wind, and I didn't wear it fairly high up. You can wear it up here or wherever you want to wear it, but I kind of found that roughly here is about right for it. And it cut out most of the sound of the wind noise. It captured the voice even in noisy places, and it did do a very good job of not picking up the background noise. So it's got a very short range on this mic, which is good. And it worked amazingly well. I was so impressed with this little thing that I actually used it a lot on my trip. In fact, predominantly on my trip. So that's the mic. The camera itself, I've just popped it on my little gimbal for it because this is an ideal gimbal for using these kind of action style, GoPro style cameras. I always keep it in the waterproof housing because on a lot of these packages you get with the waterproof housing on it, well, to record, you've got to take it out of the waterproof housing. If you want to plug in an external mic, it's got to be out of the waterproof housing. With this one, it stays in the waterproof housing all the time. And you don't need it out of the waterproof housing because it's a wireless mic. It transmits wirelessly to this little camera and it records whatever you're saying, and it's great. It's fantastic for that. So if I get caught out in the rain, or if I get a sudden downpour, I will just want to film something under the water, let's say, I can still talk and it will pick it up and it will still be waterproof and it will still work. And riding back in some of the torrential downpours I had through Europe at the time, because I was being chased by those storms that they had not so long ago, it never ever faulted in massive downpours of rain. The thing got absolutely saturated. It was used on the front of the bike, it was used off the bike, it was used basically all round, and it was absolutely brilliant. Now, I used it in 4K mode, which is great. I used a 64 gig memory card in there all the way through my trip, did quite a few hours of recording on it, and it lasted basically a week for recording, which was great. And it kind of only got full on the very last day of my trip. So it's not actually that hungry on memory cards, on memory. And I kind of come back and I thought, why? And I realized that although it does 60 frames a second, it does 4K reasonably well. And I'll say reasonably because you'll realize why in a minute. And it does standard high definition very well, and you can slow the frame rate right down, do some nice smooth kind of high speed captures on this, and then slow it down on your editor and so on, and that works really well. But the 4K, although is good, it's kind of 2.5 or 2.6K upscaled. So that's the way I believe this is working, because for normal video it's fantastic. You wouldn't really tell any difference. Even when I play it back on a 4K screen, big TV, it looks really good, really sharp. It doesn't handle very low light that brilliantly, but again, it's an all-round action camera with a wireless mic. Now, that's the downside to this. The upside is basically, for I think it was under £80 I bought this for. It was meant to go on the front of the bike, but I ended up using it for everything. It's a good all-round camera, really. You can use it on the gimbal, off the gimbal, clip to your jacket, clip to the front of a bike, back of the bike, to a car, to a remote control powerboat if you want to, because you know it's going to work. And you can also do your commentary as well via this really handy wireless mic. And the other thing is, because it's wireless microphone, connects to the camera, you don't get any real interference on it, you don't get picking up anything else, it doesn't fluctuate, it doesn't wobble. It's one of the best kind of all-rounders that I've used. Now, I've got a lot of DJI stuff, as you've seen, not just that other stuff. Got a lot of GoPro stuff, and I have a lot of other microphone systems for my, for my main cameras, wireless systems for that, and my dedicated kind of TV video style cameras as well. And honestly, this works as good, if not better, than most of the other solutions. So if you want something that you can stick in a pocket, pull out, do some recording, put it back in a pocket, have it protected by a waterproof shell. I know it makes the camera slightly more bulky, but it's not bulky anyway. I mean, look at the size of it. It's actually small, with a good quality for what it is microphone. It's not the best quality, it's not the most amazing quality, but I didn't have a problem with it, and it was great, even talking really quiet. If you're doing something where you don't want to disturb anybody, this microphone picks up everything. Where some of these struggle, but this setup is really what you would need. All I really realized that I needed was something like this. My mobile phone, obviously, for navigation, maps, usual stuff, communication, the odd picture or video that I might do on it, and a decent quality stills camera. That's it. It all packs up into something very small. The camera, the phone goes in your pocket, this goes in your pocket, and you're not lugging about lots of equipment. Now, you're going to ask, well, is it really that good? Yeah, really. It doesn't do anything spectacularly well. It doesn't do anything spectacularly bad. It does everything straight down middle of the road. So here I'm in Warsaw city centre, just going to grab a bite to eat. 350 of the worst miles down that can't remember the name of the road now. 350 miles of absolute torture. It was literally non-stop fighting the wind, and it was a bit crazy, really, simply because it was a bit much, basically leaning on the bike as if you were going around corners for 350 miles. It's you're going to get the little curve, kind of fishbowl sort of image of straight lines in this camera, because it's designed as an action cam. You're going to get a very wide field of view where you can literally hold it really close to you all the time, really close, and it will pick up the surroundings and make a decent job of the video that you want to present. So yeah, is it worth the money? The Surfola SF Sierra Foxtrot 530 is definitely worth anyone's money. If you can find it cheaper online, that's even better bargain. But even if you're paying full price for it, it works out at a very good way of doing videos and filming with decent sound quality. Now the shell is protected by a clip on the top, and then it has a really big seal out the back, which is actually quite stiff even when you open it. And if you take the camera out of all of that, it's actually very small, okay, really small. And as you might be able to see, and here, it's actually really good. It switches between rear camera and front, depending on its orientation, which is great. Or you can just press the little down button on here to do either, and it will swap between front and rear anyway. But it's really good. It's good as what it does, and it's got quite a decent quality front screen on it. So if you look at the back of the camera, you can see things in shot at the back, and it's got quite a good screen on it. Now you got the modes such as video resolution, 4K 60, 30, etc. on here. Now I usually just keep it on 4K 60, image stabilization on and off, which is here, which I usually keep it on. Voice recording, that's through your external mic, which is your wireless mic, just usually keep it to on. And it's quite good. It's I don't know, there's nothing really I can say about this camera that has massive downsides, really, to be honest. The buttons are very sensitive, and they work very, very well. So, is this camera worth it? Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't do zoom. It doesn't, well, it does do zooming, but it's just a software zoom on it. It does also connect to your mobile phone as well, so you can control the camera from your phone. So if you just want to have it set up somewhere, maybe on a tripod or something, and you want to press record, you can do that from your mobile phone, just remotely. You can zoom in, do lots of other things remotely from your mobile phone, and you can also quickly edit your video if you just want to do a very quick upload from your mobile phone. So yeah, there's not really a lot more you can say about this, but you know, if you're out looking out for an all-round camera that isn't going to cost the earth, isn't going to be really poor quality, isn't going to leave you stranded, isn't going to stop you from filming in high def or 4K, isn't going to leave you with very poor audio quality because you're here and the mic's here, and you know, you get that kind of poor quality of it, well, that's going to solve a lot of your problems. Battery in it is a small lithium battery. I bought this pack with 2 batteries, then I bought another 4 batteries with a charger. I just keep them constantly charged up, pop them in, and to be honest, normal filming, doing little kind of talk tos or snapshots and all this kind of thing, they'll last you long enough to do a decent recording. And I found that I only changed them twice in a week because it was always on, did a bit to camera, turned it back off again, did something else, did something else to camera, turned it back off again. And that's what most people do. They don't do 35-40 minute kind of monologues to camera all the time, but even then that would cope with it. And the batteries take about an hour to charge, which isn't bad. And you get a little battery charging docking station with them as well, so you can pop 2 in at a time. Again, I don't have anything really negative to say, apart from, you know, it's not true 4K, but it's close enough, and you'd never notice on a laptop or a phone or even a television. So yeah, so that's my quick view of a Surfola video camera. It's possibly one of the least known about cameras, and one of the best for its price, and one of a really good all-rounder. So yeah, thanks for watching, and go and check it out. See you soon.